الله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي له فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, we praise Allah, we thank Allah for all the ni'mah, all the blessings that He has bestowed on us. Indeed, He created us, He sustained us, we belong to Him, and all of us will return to Him one day. He's the King of the kings, and He will be the judge on the day of judgment. He is the only one worthy to be worshipped, worthy to be feared. And we thank Him. Every day when we wake up and we open our eyes, we say, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah, Ahyana ba'dama amatana wa ilayhi nushur. We thank Him for giving us life again. He has indeed gave us another chance to worship Him. Every day is a new day for us. Our life here is short. So we ask Allah to help us to live our life in the way that He wants us to live, and give us strength to obey His command and stay away from His prohibition. The believers live the life here like a traveler, like a prison. It's not easy for us. Every day we have to face test. Every day there's a choice, halal or haram. From the moment we wake up, we have to make choices. But we know this is just a test in this world. And we live here to please Allah, not to please anyone. Fame in this world is nothing but if it's not pleasing Allah. And I would like to share this hadith before we talk about our topic today, as an introduction to our class, Muqaddimah. Some of us here may have read about this story before. It's quite a lengthy story, so not very long, but I find it very useful for us nowadays, especially. Right? This story came during the time of the Prophet ﷺ. This hadith was narrated, or the story is narrated by Anas ibn Malik. As you can see from the screen, right? So one day the Prophet ﷺ was sitting in the masjid with some of the companions. And he said, a man will be walking into the masjid, and he said, a man from the people of paradise is coming to you. He said, there's this guy is coming to this masjid, and he is the people of paradise. Now, the Prophet, because he's a prophet, so he would know who will be the people of paradise. He can tell, and he can say, So if you are given these glad tidings, even before you die, it is really indeed a great honor, right? If the Prophet said you are the people of paradise, when you are still alive, it is an honor. So the Prophet ﷺ, he said, there's a man coming into this masjid and he is the people of paradise. He declared he is the people of paradise. So this man came into the masjid. So what happened? He is the people of Ansar. From the Ansar means he is the people of Medina. So it means this incident happened after migration. Sah? Correct or not? Right? So as we know, the seerah, from the story of the Prophet ﷺ, he was from where? He was born in Mecca and he was from Mecca. Right? Then after that, they migrated to Medina, another place, because of the torture from the Quraysh. So they moved to Medina. So the people of Medina, they are also called Ansar, the Ansar meaning the helpers, the helper of the Prophet ﷺ. So he said, this man is from among the Medina, among the Ansar, came whose beard was disheveled by the water of ablution, meaning he took wudu from outside, and he was carrying both of his shoes in his left hand. The next day, what happened? Same thing. The Prophet ﷺ was sitting in the masjid, and he said, a man of paradise will come into this masjid. Same thing happened. The same man came into the masjid. Same guy. So this is the second time the Prophet ﷺ declared that he is the people of paradise. You understand? Are you following the story? Same guy, consecutively. Second day. Third day, same thing happened again. So the Prophet ﷺ declared him the people of paradise how many times? 3 times. Consecutively, 3 days. Do we know any Sahaba was like this? Declared 3 times consecutively, 3 times, 3 days. Do we know of from any hadith? Any other hadith? Anyone can you think of? That he was declared paradise, paradise, paradise 3 days consecutively. Do we know of? Yeah. Tough, huh? She's one of the men, right? Consecutively 3 times, 3 days. So what happened? So when the Prophet ﷺ stood up and left, Abdullah ibn Amr al-As, one of the Sahaba, this really bothered him. 3 times he was declared people of paradise. Really bothered him. Why? Because he really wanted to find out what's so great about this man that he is declared people of paradise 3 days in a row by the Prophet ﷺ. You see the nature of the Sahaba, they would like to know because they want to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So he went and talked to this guy. He said, hey, I have an argument with my father, So my father kicked me out from the house. So he stayed there with him for 3 nights. As we know, the Prophet ﷺ said, anyone come to you, a Muslim, a believer, come to you and wanted to have a stay, you can give him 3 nights. After 3 nights, you can ask him, why are you here? Right? First 3 nights, give him. Don't ask why, stay. So he stayed there 3 nights. So what did he see? The man, he never saw him praying at night. Meaning what? He didn't see him wake up in the middle of the night and pray tahajjud. So one of the recommended prayer is you pray at night when everyone is sleeping. So he said, I didn't see him praying at night. And then I never heard anything but good words coming from his mouth. So he always say good things, he said. This guy always say good things. So 3 nights has passed. He did not see anything special about this hymn. So Abdullah, he asked this guy. He said, I did not have argument with my father. But I wanted to see what's so special about you, because the Prophet ﷺ declared you are people of paradise 3 days in a row. He said, I am who I am. That's what you see. I didn't, change, and that's what I am. You live with me for 3 nights, you see me. I'm like this. I'm just a simple man. Then he said, before he left, what did he say? He said, except that I don't envy anyone, and I don't have ill feelings for any Muslims before I go to sleep. Every night before I go to sleep, that's what I will do. I will ask Allah to forgive everyone that wronged me, and I have asked Allah, don't be envy with anyone. So I clean my heart. And then Abdullah said, maybe this is what it is. Maybe this is what it is. You are so special. Now, that is the story. Let's recap the fact. The fact is, he was declared people of paradise three days in a row by the Prophet ﷺ. That's the fact. Do we know why? Let me ask you this question. Do you know why he was a people of paradise? Do we exactly know why? Do we know? Not really. This is what Abdullah said. Abdullah is just Abdullah, right? He's not a prophet. So we don't exactly know why he is the people of paradise. We have no confirmation. The hadith never says he went back and asked the Prophet ﷺ, and Prophet ﷺ endorsed this. So we also don't know why. Do we know who is this? Let me ask you this question. Do we know who is this? Do we know the name of this Sahaba? That's the point I'm trying to say. This is the objective, the purpose of me sharing this hadith. He is unknown. He is not famous among the Sahaba. Even the narrator of the hadith doesn't know this guy. All they know is he's among the Ansar. He's not famous. But he's famous where? Let me ask you. He's famous in the sky. He's famous in the sky among the angels. To the extent the Prophet ﷺ endorsed him, the people of paradise, in his lifetime, 3 days in a row. Today, people chase fame. Today, because of social media, I have 1 million followers. My videos was viewed by millions of people. My YouTube has 2 million of followers, subscribers. But are you famous in the sky? This guy is not famous at all. In fact, if you read the hadith, he did not even join the salah he came in late and prayed. He did not even pray with the Prophet ﷺ. He came in late. So what do we know? He's a simple man. He did what he's supposed to do. But he's famous in the sky. What does it tell us? It could be you, brother. It could be you. It could be you, sister. You are famous. Don't give up. Don't lose hope. Just when you think you have not done enough, perhaps you are already famous in above the sky, above the 7 skies. No, serious. I'm serious. It could be you. It could be any one of us. It could be all of us. Just you think you are not sitting here talking. Just when you think you have not done, you're not famous. But you could be famous above the 7th sky. So this is a great reminder for all of us. Don't chase the fame in this world, but rather think about the relationship between you and Allah. What have you done with Allah? Have you focused in all your actions pleasing Allah or pleasing the subscribers, pleasing the followers? Forget about how people look at you. We should more worry about how Allah look at us. It's not about what others look at us, seriously. Right? So, this is a great reminder. And to me, it's a great reminder, especially for nowadays, when social media is, like a tool to get famous. I've seen people before they get famous and after they get famous, totally different person. I've seen. So we ask Allah to purify our intention. Whatever we do, we ask Allah to please Him. We want to please Him. Always think about that. Whatever you want to do in life. If it's not worth it, if it's not going to please Allah, don't do it. It's not worth it. So I'm not just talking about ibadah, even in worldly things. Even in worldly things. You're buying this phone for what? You're buying a car for what? You're buying a nice car for what? Think about that. And even before, every time when you want to make a decision, even as simple as buying a phone, Salat istikhara before you buy. Sounds crazy? No, it's not crazy. Serious, it's not crazy. I am a big fan of Salat istikhara. Even buying a fridge, I Salat istikhara. Always put your decisions to Allah. I want to do this purely because of you, but I don't know whether it's good or not. So Allah, I'm going to go ahead and do this. If it's good, make it easy. If it's not, go and stop it. So this is the introduction I would like to share. Inshallah, it's benefit all of us. Remember, this man is not known, okay? He's not known. Just like all of us here. We are not known among the people. But we aim to be famous above seven skies. That's what we want. Okay, let's go to our topic today. Before that, any questions about this? Anyone who wants to give comment? Anyone wants to ask question? Anyone wants to add? Okay, the brother wants to add. MashaAllah. Always help me.
It's more of a question, actually. The Prophet ﷺ said that lying is permissible 3 occasions.
Correct. Yeah.
To harmonize with your wife, to solve disputes amongst Muslims,
Correct.
And fil jihad.
The war.
In war.
During war.
Yes.
Correct. Yeah.
Abdullah ibn Amr here, he said he was in an argument with his father. What category would that fall under? There's no dispute. There is no war.
Correct.
And it's not harmonizing as such. So
very good question. So the brother said, the Prophet ﷺ said, you're not allowed to lie in any occasion except 3. Then the brother mentioned it very correctly. The conversation between spouses, as in like you praise your spouse, even though it's not real. So it's okay to lie. So you don't say, oh yeah, you're really fat, man. No. You say, no, you're not fat. Right? So, oh, you're really handsome. So these are not lie. The second one is when you want to repair the relationship between 2 Muslim parties. Like this brother have an argument with this brother, so you lie. So you tell this brother, actually he thinks highly of you, but he just doesn't know how to say this. Then you went to this brother, so you say, oh, actually he thinks. So you try to amend the relationship. Then the third occasion is during war. During war, it's in like when you're captured by the enemy. So the enemy asks you, how many of you? How many tanks? You don't just tell them, oh yeah, we have 300 tanks and then we have 1 million soldiers. No, you lie. You lie. Said, no, we only have 100,000 soldiers, even though you have 1 million soldiers. So these are the 3 occasions you're allowed to lie. What about this occasion? And Abdullah ibn Amr, he lied. Obviously, he lied. He admitted it. Which category does it fall under? I don't know, brother. I don't know. I don't know. Perhaps he has committed a sin, but he admitted it. Yeah. So Allahu Alam. I don't know. Yeah. Obviously, it's not, right? He mentioned it after that. He said, I didn't have argument with my father. So, not even. Maybe he didn't. Yeah. Maybe he did. And he corrected his action. Allahu Alam. Very good question. Anyone wants to answer? I personally don't know. It doesn't fall into any of the category or situation. And he himself admitted it after that also. Yeah.
Maybe it's not a lie to say I'm in a dispute with my farm because disputes happen. Maybe he was speaking generally. It'd be interesting to look at the art of war there.
Could be, but regardless, he admitted it eventually, right? He said, no, I never had. Yes, sister. What if you lie to cover up? Like how? Like what?
Did something wrong.
You have to give me a specific situation because this is a borderline thing. Because let's say, for example, you know he has committed a crime, and you are witness, you cannot cover up. Sorry. So, like what?
A fib lie. A small.
Yeah, but to cover up what? So you're not allowed to cover up something like he has committed a crime, for example.
Not so much of a crime. It's more like a fib. Rather, the person has probably taken something, and he said he didn't, but he did it out of for a good reason, for something like that. So you are saying that he did not take it or something like for that.
Okay, maybe let me explain. When it comes to if he has committed a crime or if he has done something wrong, but when you are asked, and your answer can benefit the party who asks you because he has right to know, then you are not allowed to lie. I'll give you one example. Someone wants to marry my daughter. Okay, a man came and proposed. So I asked you, what do you think about this man? You know about this man. And you know about this man, he doesn't pray 5 times a day. You have to tell me. You cannot say, no, he's a good Muslim. Even though this is covered up. But you cannot, you have to tell me. Because your answer is going to benefit me. But if someone asks you, like this brother asks you, you don't have to tell. Because it doesn't benefit him. The guy is not marrying his daughter, for example. But the guy is marrying my daughter. Does it make sense? Yeah. Okay?
Sorry.
Yes.
I'm just thinking, he says I'm in a disagreement. It's not I'm in a disagreement. The Arabic there speaks that I had a disagreement. So that would be untrue. He's not specifying when it happened.
Okay. If you want.
I had a disagreement with my father, and I kind of like made hijrah for 3 days.
Okay.
So he's not specifying when that happened. That could have happened. He could be telling the truth. It was an event that did happen. But it's not related to now. He's using that without specifying the time so that it can stay there for 3 days. That would be permissible.
Maybe, but brother, you still cannot disregard that he eventually emitted. Yeah. He eventually.
Wouldn't be considered a lie then, would it? He's telling
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, this is why I don't want to go into whether he lied or not. I don't know. But we cannot disregard that he admitted eventually, right? If he didn't admit it, maybe we can try to. But he did admit that he never had any problem with his father. So that's the fact, right? Yeah. I know you're trying, but
I think the Arabic will give you a different.
maybe. But I'm not going to say he did lie or whatever. Yeah. So I don't know. The answer is I don't know. لا أدري. Okay. Let's talk about the topic today, which is qurban or udhiyah, right? The question asked today is, can we make qurban for those who have passed away? All right. Assalamualaikum. So, okay, before we go into answering this question, we want to talk about what is qurban. What is udhiyah or qurban? A sacrifice. Yes, brother. That's the third case. Sorry, what? In the war. Oh, which one?
Only a war, like for example, your life in danger.
In danger.
Your life in danger.
Oh, okay, yeah, in the war.
Height of the king, Islam,
Okay.
right? So in that case, you're permissible to lie to the king just to protect his son.
Okay. Okay. All right. Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much. So what is qurban? So first we need to talk about this. What is udhiyah? What is qurban? What is sacrifice? Or in English we call it sacrifice. What is the sacrifice that we do? It goes back to the story of Ibrahim AS and Ismail, right? When Allah commanded Ibrahim AS to slaughter Ismail AS. And he did it. Of course, he did not really slaughter Ismail, and we all know about the story that Ismail eventually turned into a sheep, and Ibrahim AS slaughtered a sheep. So today, during a Hajj period of time, we are encouraged to perform this ibadah, to make sacrifice as one of the ibadah, as a form of obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The lessons that we can learn from the story of Ibrahim and Ismail alayhi salam is obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That we know everything belongs to Allah. That we are the servant of Allah. Whatever He asks us to do, we do. Oh, but why slaughter the son? Come on. Some people say, what kind of God is that, slaughtering your son? It's not about the act of slaughtering the son, but Ismail alayhi salam is the son of Ibrahim and the most beloved child. It's all about sacrificing something that you love the most. Yeah. Today, people say, oh, what if God asks you to slaughter your son? Would you do that? But if you look at the other way around, many of us are tested with this. Many people lost their children. Isn't it the same? How many of us can accept this if we don't have that kind of faith in Allah? That children came from Allah and we all belong to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You must have that kind of taqwa. When Allah take away your son or your children, we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. It's the same. Similarly, look at our life today. Many times we were asked to sacrifice the things that we love. Each of us, if you love something, Allah will test you. Could be your job, could be your money, could be your family members, could be anything, really. So during this time, the month of Dhul Hijjah, which is coming soon, inshallah, the 12th month of in the Islamic calendar, when everyone perform Hajj, we were asked or recommended to perform this sacrifice. The animals which are permissible to be slaughtered are the camels, the cow, and the sheep. So we are encouraged to offer these animals to be slaughtered instead of money. The meat you can distribute for charity or for hadiyah, meaning as a gift, or for yourself. You want to eat it. It's up to you how you want to do it. You want to do one third, or you want to do it everything for charity, everything for hadiyah. You want to eat the whole cow. But animals, the three animals, the camel and the cow, you can share because it's huge. Share by seven parts. The sheep, no share. You either take one sheep or you don't take. What's best? You do it according to what your capability. That's the best. Of course, the scholar says the best is camel, then come cow, then come sheep, and then come the sharing. But at the end of the day, it depends how much you can afford. Some people can afford camel, Bismillah, go ahead. Some people can afford cow, go ahead. So it depends on your capability. When do you do it? You do it after Eid prayer. Then you slaughter it. And those who wants to do it, you must make decision in the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah. It could be starting from the first day, or you can do it along the way. And if you intend to do it, those who intend to do it, the Prophet ﷺ prohibit us from doing two things. To take anything from the hair and the nails. Yep. So you have to keep make sure you don't cut your hair and nails until your animal is slaughtered. Okay? That's qurban, that's udhiyah. Any questions so far? So you do it, you have to make decision, you want to do it in the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah, and if you want to do it, then you don't take anything from the hair and the nails, and then you do it right after sort of Eid, and then you can do it either camel, cow, or sheep. Camel and cow, you can take a portion. What's the best? Do it locally or internationally? The best is to do it locally if you can find the needy people here. Yep. But if your area is already quite comfortable, then you look a bit further. And then further. But bear in mind today's, because of the calamities happen around the world, among the Muslims, there are many Muslims out there, outside Malaysia I'm talking about, are really in need. Seriously in need. Like in Myanmar, in Cambodia, in the eastern African parts of the country, Tanzania, Uganda, Kenya, many countries, they are really in need. When I say in need, it means they have not seen meat in a year, whole year long. They've never tasted meat for the whole year. You will be surprised. Malaysia, alhamdulillah, we eat until we have hypertension. We eat until we have diabetics. Yeah. Meat all year long. Correct, brothers. Yeah. We are blessed with this. But in many countries, even nearby in Indonesia, same thing. In Indonesia, there are many poor countries. There are many poor areas. Right? So use your wisdom to decide what you want to do. You want to participate in local or overseas, and look at how much you have. And then also your household, right? Look at your capabilities. So that's the advice. Now, can we do it for those who pass away? Generally, ibadah speaking, generally speaking, it's done for those who are living, generally. Okay? Ibadah, you're done for those who are living. Those who are dead, you don't have to. But there are cases whereby it is allowed. You can do it on behalf of them. Like, for example, the fasting, those who miss fast but they pass away, then you can replace the fasting they miss. The Hajj, those who have passed away but they have never performed Hajj, you can do it on behalf of them. Similarly, we have evidence for this qurban, for udhiyah. We have evidence that the Prophet ﷺ, when he slaughtered rams, he said, this is for me, for my family, and for those who cannot make it, who cannot afford to do it. And we know when he slaughtered, some of his family members already passed away, such as Khadijah, his wife, already passed away. So he basically slaughtered on behalf of his family members who have even passed away, those who are living and passed away. So because of that, so we know, yes, you can do it for those who have passed away. But let me explain this a little bit more. Can you do it on behalf of them together with yourself? That's the evidence that we have. Yes, you can do it. But can you do it, like for example, slaughter a ram just for the dead? We don't have evidence for this. Yeah. We don't have evidence for this. This is what we don't know. But what if the person, before he passes away, he tells you this, I want to do qurban. And if something happened to me, please do it for me. Then you do it for him. Yeah? Yeah, like a wasiyah. Yeah. So before he died, he actually told you, please do it for me if something happened to me. Then you can do it for him. But if he did not leave any wasiyah, then it is permissible you do it for yourself, but you include him in as part of your reward, that the reward will go to him. Does it make sense? Okay, so that is qurban. Can we do it for those who pass away? The answer is yes, if you're doing it for yourself and you include those who have passed away in as part of the reward for the qurban. So that also reminds all of us the actions of the Prophet ﷺ when he slaughtered rams, he did not just slaughter for himself, he slaughtered for his family. Not only that, he also slaughtered for those, his ummah, those who cannot afford. So for those of us, don't be stingy when you want to do udhiyah. When you want to do qurban this year, make sure you also make the same intention. There are many Muslims out there who would like to participate in this ibadah, but they cannot afford it. So when you have the means, Allah give us the means to do this, please include in your intention as well. Include them in your intention. Just like that the Prophet ﷺ did. Right? Include your family members, include those who cannot afford it. Because I remember a few years back, one of my sheikh, he said his student actually offer a qurban just for those who couldn't afford it. This is really a noble cause. So many people actually forgot those who cannot afford it, but they focus too much on themselves. Okay. Similarly, those who to do it, if you are doing it and you're doing it, also include your family members. The do's and the don'ts the one that cut nails and the hair, only applicable on you, not on your family members. Unless your family members also do it, then it is applicable for them. Okay? Any questions? Any questions? Yes, the sisters have a question.
Without telling that person, right? Without telling that person that we want to do for him,
Can.
or for her.
Can.
Without telling.
Can.
Can?
Just like the Prophet ﷺ did. He slaughtered the ram, he did not tell. He did it for his family member, he did it for all of his ummah who do not have the ability to do it. Yeah, you can do it. Then they will see their reward on the day of judgment.
So we don't have to tell them that. Oh,
You don't
okay,
have to tell.
No need.
You don't
So
have to
it's
tell.
like just a-
Because the do's and don'ts is not applicable for them. Only applicable for you. Good question.
means okay. Sorry again. Means we have another ram or another bahagian. If let's say for a cow lah, right? Another bahagian for them lah. Means I have one bahagian, then
You
she
can-
also have another bahagian. Can, right?
Very, very good question.
Okay,
So the
just
sister
want to
asked,
use-
can I get one portion just for myself and then another portion just for someone for someone else? Yes, you can. Or you can do one portion for you and for them also can. No problem. Yes, the one. Buy for him. Yeah, you can also. Yes, just like she asked. Okay. Also can. Yeah, help him to pay. Yeah, also can. But if you, meaning like you also get a portion and tell him that I will get this for you. You pay for him, but he will do. Then the do's and don'ts also applicable for this person. Okay. If you don't tell him, then if you include him in your portion, the do's and don'ts doesn't applicable for him. Yes, sister. No problem. 2 questions also can.
Okay, if let's say that person wants to do qurban, but she don't have the money now
to do it,
but she will have it in a few days time lah, let's say, right?
Okay.
So she borrowed money from me lah, let's say,
Okay.
borrowed from me to do qurban.
Okay.
Then after the next few days, she will repay me.
Okay. So the sister asked a question. She wants to do qurban, but she doesn't have the money to do it. Can she borrow money from someone else, and then after that few more days, she pays it back? Okay, first of all, qurban is not wajib. It's not wajib. It's a sunnah, meaning something which is sunnah mu'akkad, meaning something which is highly recommended to do. Okay, yeah, some scholars actually says it's wajib because of the ayat, the surah Al-Kawthar, fasalli rabbika wanhar. Because of this ayat, so they said it's wajib. But majority of the scholars actually says it's sunnah mu'akkad. So you don't have to do it. So even for something wajib, like for example going for Hajj, right? You also are not allowed to borrow money to go Hajj. So let alone something sunnah, you're not allowed to do it. But for argument's sake, because you mentioned she has a few more days she would have money. Let her have the money, a few more days later, then she'll do it. Because she has 10 days to decide. Right? She has 10 days to decide. She doesn't have to start from the first day of the Hijjah. She can wait until the 5th day of the Hijjah and start, no problem. Yeah. So if let's say a few more days, she can wait, no problem. No, so you can still wait, and slaughtering can until Tashriq, the 3 Tashriq days. So the registration. Okay. So this brother said some of the problem is because of the registration. Well, if you look around the world, actually, there are some legislation actually can extend until the 5th day of the Hijjah, 8th day of the no problem. Yeah, there's no problem. And she has to also look at how much she has. Perhaps if she can afford a ram, or meaning a goat, which is cheaper, she should go for that instead of go for something that she cannot afford. So always go with what you have. What can you do, right? And Allah will reward you according to what your capability. And this is why the Prophet ﷺ said, give half a date, even half a date for charity to save yourself from hellfire. That doesn't mean if you have like 10 kilos of dates and you only give half. He's saying, give, even though you have a date, you give half a date to save yourself from You do whatever you can. You do whatever you can. So we look at our capability. If you have millions in your bank account, don't go for RAM. Come on, don't be stingy. Huh? Don't be stingy with Allah. Allah will never be stingy with you. Go with the camel if you can find camel, of course. If you cannot, then go with the cow. Or maybe 2 cows, 3 cows, 10 cows. Why not? Right? The Prophet ﷺ, when he performed Hajj, how many udhiyah do you think he slaughtered? When he went for Hajj, the Prophet ﷺ, how many? How many cows did he slaughter? When he went for Hajj, how many cows did he slaughter? Can you take a guess? No, when he went for Hajj. Anyone? How many the Prophet ﷺ offer in sacrifice? How many cows? 0 cow. The answer is 0 cow. He slaughtered 100 camels. Subhanallah. 100 camels. 63 by his own noble hand. And the rest of 37, he asked Ali to help him to slaughter. 100 camels. Why be stingy? Why be stingy? If you can afford, why be stingy? If you cannot afford, that's a different story. All right? Yes, sister, I see you have a follow-up question.
Okay. Is qurban one of our transport means preparing our transport for akhirat? I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Say that qurban is we are preparing our transport,
Okay. So the sister asked the question, so is this qurban eventually will be the transportation in the akhirat to cross the sirat? This is why I heard this many times, that it will be a transport to help you to cross the path. I personally have not come across this, so I don't know. I have to check. Okay? So it's a form of obedience. When we do this, right? It's the form of obedience. And the meat and the blood will not reach Allah. It's the obedience, your taqwa. So you do this to revive the sunnah, to help the poor. And it's a form of obedience. So may Allah make us among the muttaqin, among the people who wants to always obey Allah in all of His command, in the best way that we can. It's difficult. Sometimes it's difficult. But we ask Allah to help us. One last question before we
question online.
There's online.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi.
Can I do my akika for myself as an adult now since my parents are non-Muslim?
Oh, this is a different question. So the question asks, can I do an akika for myself that I'm an adult now and I embrace Islam, but my parents are non-Muslims? Meaning, as a reward, can I do an akika for myself? Can I do an akika for myself? This is a different question, not to be mixed with qurban. Akika is the sacrifice or the slaughtering that we do for the newborn. As a newborn, if it's a baby girl, we slaughter 1 ram or 1 goat. Baby boy, we slaughter 2 rams or 2 goats. That's the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So the question is, now I have become Muslims. Obviously, my parents did not slaughter for me or did not perform the akikah for me when I was born, right or not? But now I have become Muslims. Can I do it for myself? You see the questions? Do you see the question? Do you understand the question? Can I do it for myself? Because no one has done it for me before. We actually talked about this before in a few lessons back. We don't have evidence to show that we can do it. Because the Prophet ﷺ, when he actually embraced, or he was appointed as prophet, he did not do it for himself as well, even though his parents did not do it for him. So we don't have evidence to that. Akikah is an ibadah that has a time frame, you see. So once you have passed the time frame, you don't do it. You pass. Although some of the scholar actually says you can still do it. But ultimately, we have not seen the Prophet did it for himself. Yeah. So I would say there is no need to do aqiqah. Yeah. There is no need to do aqiqah. If you have embraced Islam, then alhamdulillah. Yeah. We actually forgot about the online. Any other online questions? No more. All right. So we end here. We allow the next class to start, inshallah. We hope this class is beneficial for everyone and to prepare us to perform qurban, which is coming up soon. Before we end, just to remind everyone, we have entered one of the sacred months. Alhamdulillah. As you all know, there are 4 sacred months in Islam. 3 of them are consecutive, and 1 of them stand alone. And we have started the first one, Dhul Qa'idah, and then we have Dhul Hijjah, and then we have Muharram, the 3 consecutive ones. And Rajab being the standalone one. So in the sacred months, we are encouraged to increase our ibadah, increase our obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is also for preparation to perform qurban that we talk about today's topic. So may Allah help us to increase our obedience to Him, and may Allah grant us knowledge and grant us understanding in His religion so that we can worship Him in the way that He deserves to be worshipped. Subhanaka wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa ant astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.